It's a Dem3Boyz podcast. Edel's got a beard straight out of Bundaberg. Jada's got the tan Townsville in his words. Leroy with the ginger jeans represent. Three Aussies on the mic, chaos heaven sent. Yeah, these towns might be hick, little dusty, little rough, but at least we ain't stuck in C.I. Butcher or the Walk-In. Could be worse, and there's a Kiwi bloke hating, still waiting on his merch. We keep it real, keep it raw, yeah, laughter's our church. It's the Dem3Boyz podcast. Yeah, we run this town from Bundaberg to Townsville. Let the chaos go around. It's the Dem3Boyz podcast. Chaos in the air. Laugh, cry, swear. We really don't care.
G'day legends, and welcome back to another episode of the Dem3Boyz podcast. This one's going to be a little bit different today. As you can see, it's me and a guest, not the other boys. I think it'd be a bit hard to do this one, but this will be a bit of a guest episode with a mate, and he's friends with all of us, and a good friend of the podcast. As you can see, he's got the merch on, representing. But how about you introduce yourself to the people, brother?
G'day there, guys. My name's Michael Pinchy, or as some of you know me, or most of you know me in the podcast community as Hiccup. As Jado said, mate of his, and mate of the other boys as well. Met at the Potty Royale 2.0, and we've been in contact ever since. And yeah, here we are finally.
Fuck yeah, brother. Cheers to that.
Cheers, my brother.
And just to let you know, people, he's been here for a week. We have been on a bender. You would have heard about it if you listened to the sports episode this week. But yeah, how about we just get straight into it, brother?
Sounds good to me, brother.
Alright, well, do you want to tell the people a little bit about your upbringing?
Rightio, no worries. So, I grew up in a little town called Katoomba. It's about 150 k's west of Sydney, there in the Blue Mountains. Grew up, pretty standard sort of lifestyle, I suppose.
Yep.
We never really went without, but always, had enough to make ends meet.
I think most of us are in that battle.
100%, mate. 100%, I was very fortunate, I think, with the way I grew up. Got to grow up outside, kicking a footy and, doing a few things. Granddad was a champion zebra finch breeder, so got to experience that side of life too.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So, what about school, brother? Where'd you go to school? Is it still in Katoomba as well?
So, I went to a couple of different schools. I started out at Blue Mountains Grammar School there, till about year one, when I moved to St Thomas Aquinas Primary School at Springwood, a Catholic private school, which was a bit of a shell shock, but that's alright. Then high school I moved around a few times just because of a few different things. One was St Columbus High School at Springwood, which is just up the road from St Thomas Aquinas.
We have a St Columbus about fucking 100 k's that way.
And then moved to Katoomba High School, and then back to St Columbus after a year, and then finished my schooling at Katoomba High School halfway through year 11 and did me trade.
Nice. And well, we'll just go straight into that, because that is my next question. What got you in your career? And obviously that one that you've spoken about, I know the story, but for the people, that's not your first trade. What got you
into trucking?
No, well, what got you in your first job? What pushed you in and becoming a chippy, as you told me?
We'll start from the start. My first job is I was a kitchen hand.
Oh yeah.
As most teenagers are around where I am. It's a very hospitality driven sort of an area. So you either work in retail or hospitality.
One of those.
Or
cities.
tourism.
Yeah, it's a bit hard. It's too small to have a trade because you just don't get enough fucking calls.
Yep. And I worked in my first proper job as a dish pig was actually in a nursing home.
Yeah, right.
Which was an interesting experience.
Didn't have to pick up any turds in the kitchen.
No. Had to keep me wits about me in other ways, but we won't go into that.
Well, the old duck's a bit flirty.
Oh, no. Yeah, well. That's what I said. We won't get into that. And then was having a few issues at school. And my old man's a builder by trade. He's been in the trade for his whole life since he left school.
Yeah.
And I was having some issues at school, wanted to drop out, and he said, "You're not dropping out without a job. My apprentice just finished. Why don't you just come jump on the tools with us?"
Yeah, mine kind of went the same way. I just wasn't going to school. Mum's like, well, if you're not going to school, you're going to fucking work with your stepdad. And that's how I got my first apprenticeship.
Yep. And, you know, look, got to the end of my apprenticeship, wasn't quite for me. So I bounced around doing a bit of warehousing and whatnot and forklifting.
Yep.
And there was always a constant in the background. One of the things I did a lot growing up as a kid and still do is volunteer firefighting. So always growing up around fire trucks and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, nice.
So that sort of always was pushing me in the direction of the job I'm in now. And then my ex's brother had just started driving truck and dogs.
Yep.
And he said, "Oh, I've got the truck at home. Do you want to jump in and come for a spin around the block?" And 10 years later, here we are, driving road trains in the mines and...
Yeah. I'm shit roster though, but...
Oh, yeah, that's
someone's got to do it, unfortunately.
it, and I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah, well. And before we go any further, like, you just said about the firefighting, how's that been, like, yeah, any stories about that?
Oh, there's more stories you can poke a stick at.
Anything that stands out for the listeners?
Oh, some of the funniest times I ever had. I remember during 2013, right at the start of the Lithgow fires, we were doing 16-hour days just...
That's that Ash Wednesday one, wasn't it? That's one they
Yeah,
named Ash Wednesday. Or
Not
some
Ash
shit.
Wednesday, it was Red
Black
Saturday or
Black
something.
Friday or something.
No,
Yeah.
Black Friday was Victoria, but
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
But it was a dumb... Yeah.
it was one of
They
them...
make them dumb names.
Yeah,
for
one of them
like-
bad campaigns. And we'd done about 16 hours straight for about the third or fourth day in the row. And we were headed back in a PC or a personnel carrier, which is an old Land Cruiser troop carrier.
Yeah, that's what we had at the mines, just an old retrofitted fucker.
Yep. Anyways, we were just absolutely exhausted. One of the boys had just wound the window down and leant out the window. "Beedoo, beedoo, beedoo." So we're driving back from this and we're going, "Come on, man, we're supposed to..."
Hit the button. There's a button for that.
Yeah, we were just that tired that it just, yeah. No, plenty of good, lots of camaraderie come out of it.
Yeah.
There's been a few things that haven't quite been as pleasant to see, but
yeah,
I try not to think about that all too much.
Yeah, and we won't go into that, but
No.
it is one of those jobs where the good comes with... Well, there is no good really, but only what what you're doing in the scenario. Like,
Yeah.
You're always there for a shit reason.
Yeah.
It's just whether you can make the outcome better.
And it's one of the things, I'm a third generation firefighter. Granddad was 55 years service, was the last... that's the medal he got when he passed away for 55 years service.
Yeah.
Dad's coming up hot on 50 years.
Yeah, right.
On 17 years this year, I think.
Yeah, right.
So it's a
real young.
family tradition. Yeah, 12.
Yeah,
I
was gonna
started
say,
that.
Didn't want to reveal the age, but yeah.
Yeah, that's all right, mate. Doesn't matter.
Ah, that's your call. You can do that if you want. But nah, that's fucking sick, bro. Like, I obviously was in the Royal Firefighters at the mines,
Yep.
but I only ever did the training.
Yeah.
Never had to go to a fucking... Like, and I did tell you the story. I'll quickly run through it for the listeners. The only experience that I've had with Royal Firefighting is we got sent... Well, I did the training, and then we did this mock scenario. There's a rescue underground. They've sent us underground. I think it was like 1:10, so we're only a K in, but we're 100 metres underground. The incline.
Yep.
And that's pretty steep when you're on foot.
Oh, yeah.
And because we were supposed to go in as fucking rescuers, we had our mine clothes on, Then we had full fire suit
Yep.
over it, and then the rebreather fucking masks and everything. And I don't know if you've ever wore one of them cunts proper. Like how it just recycles and then it just gets hotter. This thing had a little windscreen wiper on the inside to wipe the sweat away. And yeah, we went down the first day and we were struggling to get, and we only had to rescue a dummy.
Yep.
And yeah, we pretty much saw the light and we just like ripping our mask off. Like, yeah, job's done. And then we got to the top and the instructor full lost it because it's got to be full like military fucking.
Yeah, it has to be
Don
done
your
right.
mask, fucking mask off. Like you got to until he tells you, you're not allowed to take it
Yeah.
off, sort of fucking business. And yeah, we walked out of the fucking portal with the fucking mask off and everything. And he's just like looking at us, just shaking our heads, and we're all fucked. And I didn't really like. Yes, he told us in the instructions, you know, you've got that 100% O2 button.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't think about that cunt. I was too busy trying to carry this thing up. Next day, we had to go in and rescue his daughter. And might I add, she was pretty fucking hot. All the boys were fighting over because when you put someone in a stretcher, you've obviously got to strap the feet, you got to strap the across the thighs, you got to strap across across the tits virtually, and everyone was fighting over the strap for the tits. But yeah, we pretty much, as soon as we all picked her up and we were like superheroes, we just hit those O2 buttons and we got ourselves out of there. We fucking ran out. He's like, what happened today? I was like, yeah, we're not talking about that. This is your daughter.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
But
Good old stitch. Did you ever get the good old stitch up they do when you do like breathing apparatus training and stuff like that? When they've got the dead man alarm?
no.
And they go, righto, so when I was doing we call it village firefighting, which is like car fires, house fires, stuff like that.
Yeah, well, see, we were only trained with bushfires virtually and just going underground and trying to rescue some kind.
Yeah, so not that I've ever had to do it in a real scenario, but put the BA on, put the mask on, and he pulls this little tab out of an alarm, right? And he just keeps talking, and this little thing goes beep, like chirps at you, and you go, what the hell's that?
Yeah.
I don't remember the actual name of it, but I call it the dead man alarm, because if you don't move for X amount of time, an ear-deafening siren goes off. And he didn't tell me it was coming, so I near jumped through the roof when this fucking thing went off.
Yeah, my thing with that, like, yeah, it might be a dead man, and that's probably the best way to describe it, honestly, but if you're put in a situation, like, when do you have time to pull the cunt?
Oh, no, so what it is, it's like motion activated.
Oh, yeah,
So-
I thought you said
so-
he pulled the tab.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
but
so
what-
there's a tab that, before you enter a structure,
I
pull
see.
the tab out.
Oh, yeah, copy,
and
copy,
if you're still for like
Yeah.
X amount of time, it'll chirp, and then the siren will go off because it might mean there's a firefighter down.
Yeah, well, it's like your locator beacon.
Yeah.
If something's going wrong, yeah.
But he didn't tell me about the alarms. So when it went off, I near jumped through the roof.
Yeah, no, they never did that to us. The only thing they did to us was made us march from the camp, and it was like a 2K walk through the fucking Queensland desert.
Yeah, no, you can keep that.
Full in the same gear that I was talking, mine gear
Yeah,
with
yep.
fire suit up top. Walked us all the way out to this fucking shipping container, and he had a little fire going in a 44-gallon drum at the very back of the shipping container. And he goes, I want you to go in there and see how long you... This was the day before we went underground. And he goes, I want you to see how long you can stay in there.
Mm.
And he knocks on the door about 20 minutes or so, and he goes, get a bit on in there, a bit on there. It's like, yeah, we're right, no, we're good. We're in there like fucking... If we had marshmallows, we would have been toasting them. We were in there stoking the fire, trying to make the cunt bigger.
That's always the way.
And then it got to about, it would have been, because our lessons, I don't know, they were timed, can't remember, it was that long ago. But it come to a point where we just had to stop.
Yeah.
And go back to actual proper mine life.
Yeah.
Not training.
Yeah.
Because it was like half day training or
Yeah,
half day
half
work.
day every 2 weeks or something.
Yeah,
whatever
on a
it was.
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the same when I was in the emergency response team.
Yeah, well that's
At
what
another
that's what
site that I was at, yeah.
And yeah, fucking, he ends up, he knocks on the door and he's like, time's up lads, you're coming out. And he's opened cracked the door just a tiny bit. He's got the fire truck there. He's opened the door and blasted us the car as we're coming out. It's like, fuck! I don't think this is part of fire training. Get smashed with a blast of fire. Luckily, it was just a shitty little fucking, I don't know, it would have been a 1980s one from some country town that's been like semi-refurbished. It was fucked. Well, yeah, like, was not comfy to ride in at all, but yeah, that was pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
And the old bowl and roll.
Oh, yep. Yep. Them's the good old days.
Yeah, it's all fun bowling and rolling. No fun rolling the cunt back up.
It's all fun bowling and rolling until it's out the scrub somewhere on a 45-degree incline.
Yeah. Does the old banana on you.
But anyway.
Alright, brother. We shall move on then. So yeah, do you want to talk about a bit more what got you into trucking?
Yeah, so that's a funny old story. As I said, growing up around a fire shed my whole life, literally Dad's, as I said, 45, 46 years service, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
So I always grown up around the tanker shed. You know, I actually remember in 2001,
Yep.
wasn't allowed to go out on the fire truck, and that absolutely did my head in. So I'd go up to the fire control centre and end up helping in the mass production of sandwiches to go out.
2000 now, fuck, you would have been what,
Young. Yeah, correct. Yeah, real young. And when the trucks had come back to the shed, I'd, help wash the trucks and restock them and, change all the radio batteries and stuff like that. Anything that I could.
Yeah, well, I didn't have that exciting, but yeah.
So
you always hang around the old man and whatever.
Yeah, always hanging around fire trucks,
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't in the fire trucks, but I was always hanging around the same shit the old boy was in. Yeah, it's just what you do.
And back in those days as well, you could actually do your own maintenance on your own trucks. So, cleaning air filters, checking oils, always doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah, now it's too political.
Yeah, and now it's... And so it was just probably a natural progression, I'd say, that as, I became a junior member at 12 and a half years old, I went through the cadet program, competed at nationals a few times.
Yeah.
As that life progressed, more and more around trucks, it started taking my interest more and more.
Yep. And
then, at about 17 odd, I changed brigades from the brigade that my old man was in to the brigade that I'm still in now.
Yep.
And
the one that you're never home for.
Oh yeah. And myself, my ex, and my ex's brother all went to the same brigade. Like, we're all still pretty good friends nowadays.
Yeah.
But I was saying to him that I was getting towards the end of my apprenticeship, and I just needed something else to do because I didn't want my life to be that.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, have you thought about trucking for a living? And I went, oh, look, it's not really something I've ever considered.
Was it on the radar?
No, it wasn't on the radar. And he bought, and I remember it was an old green International that belonged in a museum in 2014. It was probably 30 years old.
Yeah.
In the shade. But anyways, jumped in and he took me for a run around the block in it. And I went, oh, I really like this. This feels, I really like the way the inside of the cab looks. I really like the way it makes me feel.
You just like the bouncy seat, can't you?
Well, passenger seat didn't have the bouncy seat, but trust me, the bouncy seat entertains me for hours. But that's another story.
Yeah, you just hold the hand there and let the seat do the work for you.
But yeah, so as my apprenticeship progressed, and when I was old enough, I got my medium rigid truck licence through the fire brigade.
Yeah, yep.
And then...
I actually got mine through the mines because of that reason.
Yeah. And then decided that I wanted to drive for a living, so I upgraded to my heavy combination. Yeah. And, did a bit of work and then went, well, righto, I might as well jump to multi-combination.
That's when you start, or you want to explain that?
So multi-combination is any vehicle combination that has two or more points of articulation. So, like, pivot points is the easiest way to describe that. So, when you think about a semi-trailer, the only point of articulation is where it attaches to the cab.
Yeah, the rear deck, yep.
Yep. So, a second point of articulation when you hook a B double together,
Is your dolly in the middle?
right? That's another point of articulation.
Yep.
So anything more than 2,
Pretty well any more than for the dumb people. When you see like a truck cruising around on its own, and it's got no trailer on, it's got that dumb little hook thing. That's what the trailer hooks onto. That's what he's talking about. If it's got any more than 2 of them,
in the whole combination,
yeah.
then it becomes a multi-combination.
So pretty much 3 trailers or more.
Oh, 2 trailers.
Two trailers
Yeah.
or more, yeah.
And so, did what most truck drivers do. Had what we call a round town clown job for a while, which is just driving. It suits. It suits anyway.
Yeah, well.
But round town clown, so just doing literally local work. And then it was like, I want to expand, I want to explore a bit more. So I ended up doing interstate for a while.
Make a bit more money too.
Make a bit more money. And then it was like, no, look, interstate isn't quite doing it for me. It's become so over-regulated with the way the logbook is and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to drive anymore.
Plus the fuckwits on the road.
That too. And I'd had enough of it really. And then I was literally on Facebook scrolling and saw a job advertised, no experience, 4 trailer side tippers up in the Pilbara region. I went, you know what, I'll flick a message through and I'll throw my name in the hat for it. And
Nice.
that was 5 years ago, and I left a couple of times, but I've always come back.
Yeah.
Don't see myself doing anything else.
Yeah, right. Nah, that's pretty cool, bro. Like I said, your roster though, that fuck.
Yeah. It's not ideal, but
Nah. But like you said, you make enough money, and like it's been a year since we've seen each other. Coming up in like a week or so, 2 weeks. You actually have the freedom to kind of do this,
yeah. And it's
not like I'm not telling the people he does it with me all the time, but 1 week one swing off here, one swing off there.
And it's one of the most attractive things for a single male of my age is the fact that, yes, I do 4 weeks on, but I get 2 weeks off out of every 6 weeks. So it's like, oh, okay, my family still lives in Sydney. So it's like, okay, I'll go there to see him this R&R. Next, and then I'll come up here, for example, or I've got a mate that lives in Victoria, I'll go and see him, or, you know
like
what?
you said, your next one, you're going to Thailand.
Yeah, next one I'm going, not next one, the one after.
Yeah, but your next...
Yeah, going to Thailand, because why not?
100%. Like, yeah, it sucks. Like, I couldn't do the front one. I did the 2-on-2, I was lucky. In that respect. I don't know if I told you the story the other day, but I think I did. But because my stepdad was the plumbing boss, we used to sit with all the mine bosses, like all the electrician boss, blah 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 blah, the actual head boss, and whatnot, every night for beers at the pub. And it come time to everyone renewing their contracts, and the mine boss wanted everyone on 3-in-1.
Which is common for up that way.
Well, that's when the change sort of kicked in. Like, I'm
yep.
talking. I was about 23, 24, so...
So 20 years ago.
Not that old, cunt. About 12 years ago or something like that. But yeah, we ended up had this lady back here that was like an office lady, and she's wrote up this contract for 2-on-2 and sent it out.
Beautiful.
While we're over beers, we've just like... And he's... And then we go to the pre-start in the morning, and he's just glaring at us from the other side of the room. Pre-start's over, he's like, to my boss, he's like, you here. Now. And he's walked in and he's like, what the fuck did you do? He goes, it's too late now, boss. She signed off, it's been sent to the lawyers, fucking, it's all
now.
over, you signed the contract. And we ended up being the only dudes on site that were on 2-on-2. Everyone else was on 3-in-1, and they fucking hated us.
100%.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously, I've got the daughter and that, so it's a bit hard. Well, at that stage, it got a bit hard to do mine in life.
Yeah, 100%. And it is one of the harder things about the job. I don't have kids, but, I've got 5 young nieces.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
You know, all my mates have had kids and stuff like that now, pretty much. So it is one of the harder bits, but it's something that I've had to level with myself to say, look, you're sacrificing now
for a better future.
It'll be much better for you in the future.
I will, before I forget about that, was one thing when I was at the mines, even though I had that 2 and 2, I still missed everything.
Yep.
I'd be home for 2 weeks, there'd be nothing on, and
Yep.
the minute I'd get on a plane, it'd be that person's birthday, this person's birthday, that concert was on, the V8s would be on.
It's just like with Alpha Fest coming up.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about that. But luckily I got 3.0, as that's my natural R&R, so
Yeah.
we good.
Yeah, and like you said, when they didn't really give us much time at Alpha Fest.
No.
It was kind of, you would have been on swing and the tickets would have been on sale before you finished the swing.
Yeah, correct, yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Well, I think it was only like 3 weeks from them.
Talking about it,
Yeah,
to it being set in stone, here's your dates.
Yeah, exactly. I think they were just like and just on that quickly, I did see today they'd put an offer out there for someone to be the opening act of the concert, and they had just got they're looking for a random person, a random band, or a random.
I would, but I'm not quite that there with my music yet. It'll be one thing someday.
And you're busy.
Yeah, and I'm busy. But, you know, if I was a little bit further down the path with my music, I'd put me name in the hat. And
But do you want to tell the people about your music?
so music's always been a massive part of my life, more so in recent years. And I mean, it is hard with me being away all the time to play instruments, but
Yeah, we can't exactly carry that fucker in your bag
exactly
everywhere
right.
you go.
Exactly right. So I started playing piano probably at 5 or 6 years old. Not because I was forced to or anything like that. It was just I somehow just naturally just took an aptitude for it.
Don't get me wrong, I'll tell you right now, it's one instrument I'd love to be able to play. I just do not have the fucking finger coordination to do it. I can do like dumb little 3-chord ones, like where you repeat themselves. I can do like that, and like I can do those ones, but going from one end to the other and going from top to bottom and playing with fucking pedals and same as drums. Like I'm real good at drums on the Guitar Hero because it comes out with the colours and it was red, yellow, red, yellow, red, and I can do that. But if I had to do, like, I can't play it on, like, you were watching someone playing it on Legendary or whatever the other day. On the guitar, and that was just insane. But I could only ever play the guitar, the drums, on the lowest one. There was none of this double tapping at the same time. It was always this...
And yeah, so that's something I did all the way through school, like, not forced on me at all, but there was a stage there that I was playing 6 hours a day just because it was my happy place. And
like I said, if I could, I would.
Yeah.
I'm just too uncoordinated.
More recent years, I've been slowly teaching myself how to play guitar.
Sweet.
That's the other thing about piano. I only ever had 6 months of lessons.
Yeah.
And by then I'd been playing for quite a few years anyway. So the teacher was trying to get me to play Hot Cross Buns, and I was playing for release. So I went, this isn't going to work, it's not going to catch up anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I went, I'll just keep going on my own. Been teaching myself a bit of guitar.
YouTube's pretty good with that. I've seen a lot of...
That's how I taught myself.
Yeah.
Was off YouTube. And
like I said, I'm too unco, but I've seen a lot of people self-taught off YouTube.
Biggest one for me is singing. I love me singing.
Nice.
Always have, growing up going to church as a young fella.
Yep.
Going to the Salvation Army. It was always that kind of choral stuff, and it was always just so interesting.
I was in the choir as a kid, but then my balls dropped. And
Yeah. And then, I think it was year 6 or year 7 or something, I tried out for
that's about where my ball dropped.
I tried out for the Australian Youth Choir.
Mm-hmm.
And I think 1,000 people tried out in the area that I was in.
Yep.
35 got straight in, and I think 10 got straight to what they called level 2, and I was one of those 10.
Nice.
So
my niece made that club about 3 years ago.
Yeah, so I had the privilege of doing that for a little while. Only problem was it was from Katoomba to St Mary's is where it was being held, which is like an hour's drive on a good day.
Yeah, good
Whereas,
traffic, not peak hour.
Yeah, so I sort of give it away because I didn't think it was fair on Mum having to drive me down there at least once a week.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't mind at all, but it was just, yeah, I didn't think it was fair. And luckily enough, while I was in there, I got to perform a few good big concerts,
Nice.
which was very, very nice. And then after that, the singing fell away for a few years. Just car karaoke and shower karaoke mainly.
Oh, speaking of, do you have a karaoke song?
Most definitely, I've got heaps of them.
Well, what's your go-to?
Usually it's either Frank Sinatra My Way.
Ooh, I do it my...
Or-
I did it my way, sorry.
or
No,
like-
I do it my way. I fucked up, sorry,
Yeah.
people.
Or like a bit of Achy Breaky Heart by Billy Ray, or Folsom Prison Blues. That sort of style.
What's that one? Sweet Caroline. I love it. The last two, because you've only been to Potty 2.0. I've been to both 1 and 2. And I don't know if it's been the same person both times, because I'm pissed by the time we're there. We've been drinking at the Broady all day.
Yeah, naturally.
But there's the 2 years that I've been, someone's had that song, and
100%.
the whole crowd
Yeah.
just go, Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba.
No, the song I would say that I'll sing at karaoke that means the most is Hallelujah. The Rufus Wainwright version, the Shrek version.
I think I remember it.
That resonates with me on a lot of levels. So,
Yep.
but yeah, fast forwarding, just after COVID, I think, or just around COVID,
About
19-ish,
20-ish,
somewhere there.
yeah.
Went out for a few beers with the boys, and we ended up at a karaoke bar. I hadn't performed in years and years and years.
Yep.
And one of the boys knew I could sing. There was a group of about 8 of us sitting there drinking. He goes, "Go on, get up there." And I went, No, I don't sing in public. No, fuck ya.
Did that as a kid, not anymore.
Yeah, that was literally the thing. It was like, I did it as a kid. I don't do that anymore. He goes, "Oh, if I buy you a beer, will you do it?" I said, "I'm not getting up there for one beer. You know, that's not nearly enough to get me up there."
One top shelf Rumbo, maybe.
Anyways, the other fucking 6 or 7 shot their hands up and said, "Yeah, we'll buy you a beer too." And I went, "Well, fuck, now I can't turn around like half a dozen schooners."
Yeah, fucking oath.
And then, yeah.
Not that I'd get up. I probably would. I'd make a cunt of myself because I cannot sing.
Yeah. But since then, I ended up helping a mate run a karaoke show there for a while, 3 nights a week.
Nice.
I've now sung in Australia, obviously, America, Bali.
Sweet.
So it's something that, in another life. Not that this life's anywhere near over, but
you're only a young fella, bro. You still got plenty of time.
yeah, but it is something, that's on my list of things that I'd like to pursue.
Yeah, well, that's a question we'll come up to a bit later. But yeah, so that pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty well me in a nutshell.
Yeah, nice.
The best and worst bit about me is I'm unapologetically me.
That's why we're friends.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, brother. Alright, so did you have any funny work stories that you wanted to run through?
God, fucking which one? There's that many.
Wow.
I'll tell you an apprenticeship one that I was.
Well, this might be sent into alphas
Did-
for the fucking workers' yarn.
Oh mate, this is many, many moons ago. Might have been a first year, at best.
Yep.
Anyways, we're building this granny flat, and I'm watching Dad fiddle around with the nail gun, watching him be full deadly, and he's literally he was going around a string line, and instead of pulling a nail out of his bag, he's bang, bang, bang. He's fucking picked up the Pazload gas gun,
Yeah.
pulled the safety back and gone, "Boss cuff," and shot the nail into the wall from back here. And he was only about that far above his mark too, at best, so I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool." May have been 17 or 18 at the time, I think.
Yeah.
Fiddling with the nail gun. And I haven't actually told anyone the truth about this story till now. always tell a bit of a mayoed up yarn.
Mayoed up, yeah, that's the word I was going to say, porcupine. Porkied up, but yeah,
but
mayoed yarn.
I'm playing with this fucking nail gun going, I reckon I could do that, and fuck, bang, straight through there. Shot myself clean through with the nail gun.
At least it was yourself and not your fucking old boy.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here like, and my old boy's walked down and goes, why is you shaking your hand? Because the nail's sticking out through it. And he's going, righto, it's lunchtime Friday. He goes, righto, I'll give you the rest of the day off. We're going to the hospital.
You're driving, cunt. That's the only reason you're getting the time off.
Yeah. Right, up to the hospital and fucking... The nurse ended up having to pull out a miniature pair of bolt cutters to cut the nail in half before they pulled it out. And she goes, I've been working at this hospital 20 years and I've never seen a pair of bolt cutters come out of its packaging. So thanks for that. Anyways, he goes, look, you've hurt yourself. Tell you what I'll do, I'll give you the weekend off. Oh, sorry, he said, I'll give you 2 days off. It's fucking lunchtime on Friday.
Yeah, the days you were going to get off anyway.
Anyways, I was talking to my ex at the time. And for my birthday that year, she bought me a fucking tub of spack filler and a putty knife.
And said, gaps in your ear.
Yeah, she goes, stop trying to imitate Jesus. Here's a putty knife and spack filler. So, this cheeky mother... But anyway, yeah.
Well, just on that one, I got a little bit of a story about the Pazzo gun.
Yeah.
And my stepdad.
Yeah.
My apprenticeship. He was holding a noggin, I don't know, probably 3 months in the fucking... Green as all hell. Holding the noggin, he's holding the noggin and he's like, yeah, you're right, fire! And you gotta push, push it in to make the, like you said, he's pulled it back, gotta push it in, bang, it's hit a knot in the timber,
split out,
straight out the side, and pinned me stepdad to the timber. I was like, like, 3 months into working, I was like, what the fuck do I do here? The fucking stubborn old cunt got the hammer out and just smacked the cunt clean off the fucking... off the other one. Because it was already bridged once.
Yeah.
And the one that I got went and hit the knot. Because, 2 studs this way.
Yeah.
We're trying to run one that way. And it's hit the knot going in that one and gone that way before it even got into this one.
Yeah.
So no, it did just go into that one. So he's hooked in that one. I've had to get the grinder out and cut it off here. And then he's still stuck to this little fucking 500 piece, whatever it might have been. And then, because, you can't really get in there without ripping it off. Yeah. And he's just got the hammer and just gone, dunk. I was just like, you're a mad old cunt. But he country, that bloke. So,
yeah.
You'd expect that out of a country bloke.
That's one of many fucking good old workplaces.
Oh, the same.
Another one we used to first started driving semis.
Yeah.
And, you got to go through a bit of hazing at every job, as you do.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone to take off and gone, funk, funk, why isn't this fucking truck moving? I'm looking at the air gauge, just freaking out, about to start panicking, ringing the boss. I'm climbing around, looking around, going, fuck, what's happening? One of the fucking boys had turned the airline off. Got the air supply off to the trailer.
Oh, like, yeah.
Yeah, literally a little tap on the back of the truck. He's just gone, thump, and turned her off. And I can see me standing over near the office where we were, nearly pissing himself, doubled over, and I was like, you prick. Like, he let me search for 15 minutes.
Oh, as you would have done.
Oh, yeah. And then, about a week later, I did it to him again.
Poor fella. Kind of like me with the fucking rolling the ute. Like, it just pure coincidence that it happened. Like, when it happened, I got stood down for a couple of days. Oh, trailer, not the ute. Got stood down for a couple of days. And then it was like only a couple of days later, we all got sent home. But that was because the mine fucked up and the geologist came out and we just got the next $200 million check or whatever from MMG, fucking the Asian suppliers. And then they left. And then geologists come up and said, you just spent $100 million on that processing plant and all that, getting the ground level ready. Your main ore body's 15 metres below.
Whoops.
Because I was only there for construction. We just got sent home because we'd constructed.
Yeah.
They needed to deconstruct. They only kept earthworks on after that. I think it was about 2 years before they got back into where they were from when they kicked all of us off. And we just got set up for a 500-man camp, and overnight they just dropped back to a 40-man.
Fucking hell. That's morning, though.
Yeah, well, that's why I didn't go back. I
That's
did me
valid.
run, I paid me bills, I got debt free. I did get in debt again afterwards, but that's not the point.
That happens.
Especially when you've been playing the high pay game for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And you come back to civvy money.
Nothing
Civvy
worse.
money sucks.
Like, what a problem to have, but it's like,
Yeah.
I've left the mines a couple of times, tried to come back to normal trucking jobs. The longest I lasted was 6 months.
Yeah.
And I went, no, not putting up with this.
Yeah, well, until I found pretty much this job and probably maybe one or two before them, they all went to shit because the work dried up, couldn't afford.
Yeah.
But like, as I've explained to you, I'm pretty well paid to stay in town.
Oh,
It's
yeah, man.
pretty hard to. It'd be pretty hard to get me out at the mines at the moment.
You're a cream carter. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I do have that lucky job where I'm the oldest cunt at work, and I'm only fucking 37. I think I'm 37, 38.
Jesus, it's been that big of a weekend, has it?
I don't know. I said 38 to old love on the weekend, and she said, "Yeah, I'm the same age." And then I looked it up. No, she's a year older than me, and her birthday was last week. So I'm second guessing myself now.
Oh, we won't get into that. Oh, that was a good weekend. Anyhow.
Yeah. Well. Nah, that's pretty cool. You got any other fucking stories you want to share, or shall we
work
move on?
yarns.
Yeah.
God, there's too many, eh?
It's up to you.
God,
We've got a little bit of time.
I can think of a firefighting yarn as well.
Yeah, well,
A
that's
couple of
fucking-
them.
Yeah.
Many of them, actually. Remember this particular one instance, we were in a base camp, so a couple of hundred trucks there, you know, all staged up, ready to go to work. We all wake up with peanut butter on the handles of our trucks and Vaseline and stuff like that. We go,
Yeah, I'm glad it was on the handle of the trucks and there, not
Yeah.
on the fucking...
Yeah.
not on the nuts.
yeah. We're going, what the fuck is all this about? And we've opened up, we call it the pig pen, the door on the back, and someone's put the, left the Vaso tub and peanut butter there. And we're going, what the hell is this? And it turned out one of the other brigades had stitched every cunt up, right? They'd even Vasoed their own handles,
To make it look like
right?
that.
And then put it in the pig pen of someone's truck and stitched them up because they were the only handles that weren't done.
Yeah, copy. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Stitch up.
That's a good prank part.
Oh, yeah. It was
And because you know it too, you wouldn't even, like, you're not stitching yourself up because you're already aware of it.
yeah.
But you've stitched everybody else up, and then you've thrown some other cunt under the bus. that gets up. Well, yeah, for that.
Oh, God. And backburning again during 2013, or it might have been during 2019. The seasons all sort of blend together at some point. But we're off the edge of this escarpment, backburning, like lighting up with drip torches, and we've gone absolutely running like hell to get out of this, to get out of where we were lighting up. Vaulted the guardrail, and it's gone fucking buffer, bang. We're going, oh, geez, that was a bit intense. We look over, here's someone standing up the road, like full PPE on, smoke mask, gloves on, jacket on, standing there with their arms crossed. And we've been like, we've just run around, come out of this backburn, jumped the thing, lit up a durry, because I smoked at the time. We're going, whew, that was a bit warm. And here's old Pinchy up the road. Not even holding a hose, just standing back out of the smoke, full PPE.
Stitch up. Alright, well, we just had a quick break there. Had to drain the main vein as we've been on the tins. But we'll get into the next question, brother. Where do you see yourself in the future?
Mate, to be honest with you, I've spent a bit of time thinking about this one.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking sort of the next 12 months, I'd like to be maybe buying a house if I can.
Yeah, nice.
You know, that's one of the whole reasons I got into mining.
Where would you be buying?
Oh, that bit's still up in the air, because myself, I'm a bit of a nomad at the moment, as we've spoken about earlier.
Would you be Queensland?
Probably
New South Wales?
Queensland, I'd say.
Yeah, we've turned him. He's a dad kisser.
But I love Queensland. Just remember, I choose to live here.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, no, would like to be buying a house. Would
sick.
eventually like to have a family. You know, if life has that on the cards for me.
Yeah.
Do a bit more travelling, and you know, I would eventually at some stage like to start making money off music, but that's down the track. But that's the eventual goal.
Fucking, these boys tried to sign me up for fucking Big Brother last year. I might have to secretly try to sign you up to Australian Idol, cunt. Probably, yeah, Roger.
And Jodo goes, leave it with me.
Put that in the back burner. Writing it down.
Well, see, I nearly signed up this year, but I had a deal with my niece and she didn't quite hold her end of the bargain up, so...
Oh, stitched up by the niece.
Yeah, no, it was more so like, if you do this, like if you behave, I'll do the right thing, you know?
Yeah.
You do the right thing, I'll do this, and, you know, unfortunately it didn't quite come through that way, but, you know,
You get that on the big jobs, eh?
that's exactly it.
Oh, that's pretty fucking sick, bro. I got one other sort of life question for you, quickly.
Mm-hmm.
If you had anything that you could tell your parents or family
Mm-hmm.
right now, because this, you know, if you died tomorrow, what would you like to say to any loved one out there?
I don't want them to be sad.
No, don't. No, but...
No, I know, but
Like we said, this is about trying to tell your life story.
yeah.
So if the freak accident does happen tomorrow,
Mainly just keep laughing and keep smiling, you know, because even though it may not have quite gone the way it should have, you know, well, you'll soldier on. You're a tough lot, you know, and just try and keep laughing and smiling, and don't let life overwhelm you too much, and just remember me.
no, that's sick, bro.
As when I was down at Denny last year, it was John Williamson's last Denny Ute Muster, and I was lucky enough to get to see him perform. And one of the songs he wrote was "Please Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone."
Yeah, I know the song.
Yeah, so that, I suppose that'd be my message. You know, just move on with your life, and you know, try to be happy and laugh and remember the good times, but just don't forget me.
Yeah, and just like while we're on the little downer thing.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your funeral song? That just come to me just then. Like I've prepped you with most of the questions.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That
No,
one,
no, that's all right. There'd be a few. Amazing
can't
Grace.
What are we going to sit there and play a ballad for you?
Yeah.
A full concert for this cunt.
Yeah, no. One of them would definitely be Amazing Grace on the bagpipes, specifically.
And Quinn playing.
Yeah. And the other one would be, it's from a movie called We Were Soldiers.
I've seen the
And
movie.
it's called Lay Me Down.
Yeah. Don't remember the song, but I've seen the movie.
It's when they're flying into the gorge.
Yeah, again, you're not going to convince
Yeah,
me.
we'll watch it afterwards.
Yeah.
Or play the song afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely that song as well is right up there. And probably Hallelujah. But that's pretty well a given.
Yeah, so unfortunately, if it does happen before any of you people listening, you've got the insights.
Yeah.
We're not wishing this on him by
No,
any means,
I
but
wouldn't be dead for quids.
nah. And like I said, this is just more like so you can, for your family, for yourself,
Yeah.
to look back
Yeah, 100%.
on
As I
your
said,
life at this stage. Hopefully we can do this again. You know,
Yeah.
in another 5-10 years, and we can see where you're at
100%.
again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be dead for quids.
Yeah, and the way the weekend we've gone through, yeah, I'm
Oh,
not
mate.
surprised, mate. Speaking of the weekend we've just had, do you have any life regrets or achievements you'd like to tell the people?
I do my best not to regret things. Like, I look back with hindsight, but
Yep, hindsight's a big thing.
I try not to regret much. There is a few things, you know, that I would have done differently. You know, maybe if I went back and did my apprenticeship, I'd pay more attention and be less of a little shit. But, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, it's silly things that fucking...
Silly things like that is the only real stuff that I regret. Achievements, a big one for me was when I first started driving the road trains in the mines, because as we spoke about last step, with being in the coma, they said that there was a high probability that I was never going to operate any heavy equipment, any heavy machinery ever again.
Well, do you want to quickly
I'll touch
elaborate?
back on that, yeah.
Yeah, well, once you're done, elaborate on the coma, because some people might not watch the sports episode.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, that was one of the big moments of being like a sense of freedom, because I was told that it was not impossible, but the likelihood was low.
Yeah.
That was one of my big achievements. Getting a national emergency medal was up there as well. Not that I do it for the firefighting for the medals or anything like that, but it was...
It's an achievement, regardless, whether you fucking skite about it, it's still an achievement.
Yeah.
You still achieved it.
Yeah, anyways, I'll touch on the coma briefly. Back a few years ago, I ended up in an induced coma. They're not entirely sure why. Like, I've got full medical clearances now to work. Like, that's not an issue, but to the extent that I know about it, I fell asleep one day with a bit of an upset stomach and woke up 3, 4, 5 days later in intensive care, and they said, you've just woken up from an induced coma. And they talk about that in the movies, but that line hits a little different when it actually hits you.
Yeah. It'd be strange to go, like,
it was...
obviously I've been on the piss and you've had a bend and you've slept for fucking 16 hours trying to recover, but waking up in the hospital and then being 3 days later, like, time travel type shit, like...
Yeah. And look, it honestly probably took me about 12 months to make a full and proper recovery.
Yeah.
One of the things I had to learn how to do was walk again, and I had to go through a bit of speech therapy, because that centre of my brain was not quite how it should be.
Yeah.
Luckily now I've made a complete recovery.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, no, that's not something that...
Like I said, I've been with you, like, coming on 5 or 6 days now, and
yeah,
I wouldn't have had a clue.
And so that's probably my proudest achievement. Not that had anything to do with me. That's all the medical staff at the hospital. That's the support network around me. You know, I don't take that victory as my own, really. Like, yes, I pulled through it. Yes, it's been a hell of a lot of hard work. But if I didn't have the support network around me...
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And to that... Oh, yeah.
Cheers, big horse. But yeah, so... that's why I try and keep a positive mindset about most things. And
it's probably why you're a bit like me. You just... Whenever you have the chance, try and make the most of life. Like, live life
100%.
Live life to the fullest.
And, I've actually got the date there that it happened tattooed on my arm.
Show the listeners, yeah.
So that whenever I'm having a bad day, in general, whether it be at work, at home, I'll just roll the sleeve up and look down and go, just remember, you've been far worse.
Yeah, well, fuck. You come back from that, there's not much...
Exactly right.
Yeah. I don't know. You'd have to get shot or something.
And the other reason I've got it tattooed is because it's a real good conversation starter.
Yeah.
Heaps and heaps of people ask me about it.
Yeah, what does the date mean?
What does the date mean? And I tell the story, and it's sort of like a bit of inspiration for them,
Yeah.
They might be having a bit of a rough day. You never know what other people are going through in life.
100%.
So it's just a good pick-me-up sometimes to have a conversation with someone. And to the point, at work, on my hard hat, it says it ain't weak to speak, like all over it.
Yeah.
And I love that people approach me and feel safe enough to approach me to actually talk about things. Like, I don't force them to, but I'll tap them on the shoulder and go, hey, Bros, you right? You seeming a bit down.
Well, that's kind of somehow how we sort of slightly met.
Exactly right. I was at the Broadie by myself, feeling a bit down because I'd not long been diagnosed with ADHD and, just started a full-on...
And you went on a bender on your own.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you were meeting 2,500 brothers, but...
Yeah. And
you came on your own.
At that time of life, I was going through a bit of a rough patch, just split up with someone, out of work. So it was a bit of a rough patch, which that's the best thing about these communities, but because I went there going, oh God, I'm going to get judged. You know, just a whole massive mob of head noise, you know, and because of what was happening, you know, not the best thought process.
Yeah.
Fast forward to 6 o'clock the next morning, here's Buggerluggers and I in a car park eating nuggets, absolutely blotto.
But they were the best nuggets.
They were so good.
Like,
I won't
I
lie.
know we were drunk as skunks, but we had to wait. Like, they come out hot as a motherfucker. That was one of the best cheeseburgers I've eaten in my life. And I don't know if it's just because it was the freshness of it. And we'll just, for the listeners, I think I've vaguely touched on this story before. But the two of us idiots left the casino.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Left the casino looking for a Macca's without working out which direction our hotels were in. And we ended up walking in the opposite direction from our hotels by, oh, fuck, it was a good half-hour walk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, drunk walk, so probably a good 15-minute sober walk, but...
Yeah. And then I remember after we went back to your hotel, I had to fucking stumble my ass to the train station, get on a train back home and walk from the train station. What should be a 15-minute walk. I've got no idea how long it took me.
Oh yeah, it would have been probably like half an hour.
Yeah, it's just, that was a good night, and it was...
And that's the first time we met, too.
Yeah, and it's one of those rare moments of gratitude that I got. It was the same when I wore the carry-on cap down at Denny Ute Muster.
Yeah.
Just the sense of community and, you know, it was... Look, I'll be honest, I've struggled with mental health for
Yeah,
a
100%.
long time.
Again, that's kind of how we
Yeah, that's kind of
got
how we
talking.
met.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've struggled with it, you know. One of the things I always struggled with was feeling different and, you know, and going to the 2.0 Potty Royale and, you know, Denny Ute Muster. It's like, wow, these are my people. Like,
100%, and that's why, like, unfortunately, you're going to be missing Alpha Fest.
yeah, but that is what it is.
Yeah, that's your roster. If, you know, if rosters lined up, I know you'd be there with us.
Without a doubt.
But that's why if I have the opportunity, like,
Mhm.
without something else on, I'll be at every Alpha event I can go to, because that community is just fucking mint.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that you weren't at 1.0, but the only sort of hiccup that we had, I did sort of, yeah. By the way, it's one of his nicknames, as you listeners will may not have realised, but he is the caller Hiccup.
That's me.
Um,
The man, the myth, the legend, the menace.
yeah, well, all in one. I think it was like four M's there.
Yeah. Eminem.
But yeah, we all left the casino and walked across the bridge. Left the casino, left the fight night and walked across the bridge to the casino. And 2,500 of us alpha blokes walked into a casino that was not expecting us. And as we walked in the front door, they started shutting restaurants and locking patrons in because they thought we were like a big badass biking gang. And then some, I don't know, I'm just going to say they're like some Asian guys, two little Asian guys tried starting on some guy out the front while we're all in the line. Don't know what the fight was about. Have no fucking clue. But within about 3 seconds of these Asian guys picking on him, there was like a circle of like 50 around them, of us, and I was just like, you've picked the wrong... And I got no idea who this dude is, and I was a part of that circle, and I was like, we're going to make a gap here, and you're going to fuck off.
Yeah, be smart.
And yeah, we're giving you the option here to fuck off, otherwise you're going to have 200 people fucking bombing you, cunt. And they chose the right option.
100%.
But the community, that, like...
It's second to none, mate. Everywhere that I've been, that I've worn like an Alpha Bloke's hat or seen someone with an Alpha Bloke's hat or shirt or whatever.
We actually ran into one at the casino on the weekend.
We
that was
certainly
surprising. I have not seen one for nearly 6 months in the wild here in town.
Yeah, it's always good, you know, no matter who you bump into, you can have a yarn to them, and,
Yeah.
you know, that was the thing down at Denny wearing the carry-on cap from the
Yeah,
Alpha Blokes.
carry on,
Oh,
cap.
mate.
You're gonna have everyone coming
Mate,
up to you with
I-
that.
I would have been...
You can put a fake carry-on cap on if
Yeah.
you want.
I would have been stopped over the couple of days no short of 400 times.
So mate, that cap gives you responsibility, brother.
Oh, it was great. It was so nice, and because it was... I rang in about...
Oh, do you want to tell? Yeah.
Yeah,
You want to tell
so-
the people you they
Yeah.
got you the cap.
So basically, old mate rang in about being in his coma. And I rang in telling a story about when I was in a coma, and basically I'd come to, I was in recovery, and I kept trying to get out of bed. So the nurses had put a pressure pad underneath me like they do the dementia patients, that basically if you take your body weight off it, an alarm goes off, and they come running in and say, get back in bed. Well, I figured out how to turn the fucking thing off. Right? And they come in a few times, and here's me standing, you know, just literally sitting in the chair when I'm supposed to be in bed.
Yeah.
And they're going, how the fuck did you get there? But anyways, my mate come down to see me, and I was a smoker at the time, and I said to him, cunt, I've been locked up in here for 4 or 5 days. Like, you need to take me out for a fucking smoke. I'm dying here. And he's gone, oh, how are we going to do that? I went, I'm sure we can find a fucking wheelchair somewhere here. So he's fucked off up the hallway and found a wheelchair. I've fucking disconnected the pad. And we've got me into the wheelchair, and we're sneaking out, you know, sneaking down the corridor. I've got this fucking IV drip in, like, still plugged into the IVs. I've still got the fucking post I'm holding it. And we're, you know, just creeping down the hallway nice and quiet. Next second we hear, oi, he's not well enough to go outside. And I've looked at me mate and gone, cunt, you need to leg it. So I've picked this fucking IV post up, and he's fucking, like, running me out of the hospital in this fucking wheelchair. By the time the nurses caught up, I was about halfway through the fucking best damn durry I reckon I ever did have.
It would have been after a few
Oh,
days.
mate. And, yeah, basically the reason I rung it in was to tell old mate that, you know, he wasn't particularly alone, you know. It does get better, because I know he was struggling with a few things about it.
Yeah.
And it's a funny story. I actually bumped into the legend down at Denny.
Nice.
Yeah, and we had a long chat, and I said, you know, I rang in after old mate rang in his coma yarn. He goes, oh, yeah, that's me. And I was like, you've got to be shitting me. I need a photo with you. Like, no one's going to believe this.
No, that's sick, bro. Any other things you want to, like, achievements or anything you want to talk about? Or
Finishing me trade was one.
Yeah.
Because I won't go into detail about it, but wasn't the best experience, to say the least. But won't go into detail about it. So that was a real proud day, just finishing, you know. And always growing up on the back of motorbikes as well with my old man.
Mm-hmm.
The day I bought my first motorcycle,
Yeah.
that was a real proud day.
I ride dirt bikes. This cunt rides the fucking road ones. The ones that only have this much fucking tread on the on the ground.
Yeah. I haven't ridden in a while. Got rid of the last one because...
I'm not allowed to buy one. Mum calls fucking motorbike riders on the road toads.
Yep. Organ donors.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have toads down your ways, so...
On the Gold Coast, they do, yeah.
Yeah, but... but I'm
down
talking
at Mum
home
and Dad's,
times, yeah. Yeah, so up here, motorbike riders are called road toads.
No, we call them organ donors.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think just because the toads, we ride it, like,
Yeah.
everyone hits the toads.
And yeah, going for that first ride with my old man, going out to a little place called the Rydal Halfway House, Rydalmere Halfway House, and it's this little pub on the side of a windy road, and we used to pull in there when we used to go for rides.
Yep.
And have a bowl of hot chips and gravy and a schooner. Well, couldn't have a schooner because I was on me L's and P's, but I'd have a ginger beer with the old man, and I was a good boy.
Allegedly.
Using my own logic against me, fuck yeah.
No, he was good. I'm just
Yeah.
shit stirring.
But yeah, no, a few things like that. You know, I've been very fortunate to get myself debt-free a couple of times, and I'm nearly debt-free again,
Nice.
thankfully, so that's going to be another thing that I'm really looking forward to,
Yeah.
getting back to square again, and, you know, maybe have, you know, a few months of, all my money's mine.
Yeah, it is nice.
Might be a
feeling.
nice change.
I've got the car, that's all I've got left.
Yeah, I've got my car and a couple other things, but yeah, not too much left to go now.
Nice, brother. Well, so I'm going to get into a question that you've actually written down.
Mm.
And you wanted to ask me about your happy place, brother.
Yeah, I always like to tell people about this because I find it's a real good way to get to know people around you, is to ask them if you could be absolutely anywhere in the world that you would be at your happiest, where would it be and why? And now, for me...
You could have prepped me for this.
For me personally, it's in Mum and Dad's backyard. We always used to have bonfires as a kid. Like by the age of 8, not that we do it anymore these days, but by the age of 8 I was lighting bonfires by myself, just
Yeah, of course, so was I.
Out in the bush doing what kids should. And so Dad said my happy place still to this day is around a bonfire with a bit of music playing, a couple of good mates around. And not that I have one at the moment, but when I do have a partner, having them there, and being so far out of town you got no phone reception and you're just watching the bush telly and letting the conversation flow. I don't know if there's a happier place that I could be.
So I just want to quickly elaborate on that.
Yep,
right?
yep.
I'm 100% the same. So, but location, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you prefer beach or in the middle of the scrub, surrounded by trees, with a little creek close to you?
See, I'm a bush boy. I grew up in the bush, so...
Well, see, around here, nearly everywhere I go camping, it's bush to the beach.
See, if
And then you got beach over the road, and then the same as when you go to the creek. So
Yeah.
it's like I can camp in the creek, and I can camp on the beach, and I've got bush or rainforest right there both times.
See, for me, growing up in the Blue Mountains, there's something about being up in the hills that just suits me
yeah,
nice.
so you're more rainforesty, like
Yeah, I love being out in the scrub. Don't get me wrong, I
more
love
waterfalls and waves.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, enjoy the beach just as much as the next
I'm
person.
the same. I'm
But like, there's something about, and I know it's stupid because I work in Western Australia in the Pilbara, like in one of the hottest parts of Australia.
Yeah, well that's.
But there's something about waking up to a frost. You know what I mean? It's just a bit fresh.
Because it gets pretty cold over there, eh? Like I don't know too much about
see,
WA.
the Pilbara will get down to like 15 degrees at its absolute coldest.
Yeah, for me, that's fucking. I would be in a jacket. I'm wearing a fucking jumper over there. By fucking the minute we go under, like at 27, I'm wearing that cunt.
Yeah, no, for me, because basically where the Pilbara is, or Port Hedland is, if you draw a true east-west line,
Yep.
you hit Mackay.
Yeah, Roger. So same equator line-ish.
Yeah.
But virtually, yeah.
And so for me, I love being out in the mountains or down in a valley, like below the mountains.
Yeah,
You wake
yeah,
up and-
gorge or something.
Yeah, you wake up, it's just that bit cold, bit of frost on the ground, but it heats up nicely.
Yeah, wake up in the morning, you see all
The mildew on the grass, and yes.
Your whole fucking tent and car's covered in fucking...
Yeah.
My car's actually doing that at the moment. The prick, I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I don't work at the moment. I don't work too far away from home. But by the time I get to work, I got the misters on. I got fucking wipers the whole way.
And I mean that ties into one of my other hobbies. I love going bushwalking with my cousin every so often. We don't do it often, but that's what we did as
home
kids.
that often.
Yeah, I mean that's what we did as kids.
Yeah.
There wasn't phones and television and that, and I'm going to make myself sound about 20 years older than I am. But we just played outside, kicked the ball. Oh, we're going for a bushwalk. Yep, righto. See you when you get back.
You can't sound 20 older than me, can't.
No, 20 years older than I am.
Yeah, I've
So
nearly
I'm
got
only
10 on
30.
you. Yeah, and I've nearly got 10 on you, so...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I see what you're getting at. Fucking kids your age didn't do that shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I was right in that zone of where that sort of living started to...
Fade out.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely, brother. Alright, well, before we wrap it up, Michael has reached out on his personal Facebook page after last night's episode, and he has asked people to send in some questions. We've got two bangers here. One is from a mate from work. if Michael wants to reveal the name, he
Yeah.
can. One's I'd tell her, and one is from his mother. So
we'll start with the top one there. How did I get the nickname Sparkles? Now, that was with one of the boys that I was working with, and a couple of others. Speaking of being out in paradise, we were out bush, out camping somewhere, but we might have been out at Sunny Corner, out between Lithgow and Bathurst, but that's
you're all talking Swahili to me.
Yeah, but that's right. We're up from Woolshed Flats there, I think. Yeah, we're out camping, bonfire, having a few tins, having the time of our lives. And one of the boys literally turned around and goes, "Oi, Sparkles." And I've gone, "Who are you talking to, cunt?" Like, turned around and look at him like that. And he's got a literal jar of Sparkles. Like glitter.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's got a jar of glitter, and he's just gone fucking woofer, throwing it straight in my face.
Wow.
And I was off him because it was the only jacket I had with me, and it went all through it, all in the pockets.
I would have been off him even if I had extras.
Yeah.
But
the
it
fact...
wouldn't have mattered if it was the last set of my clothes. I would have been off him regardless.
But the fact that he turned around and said, "Oi, Sparkles," and I've
then
looked at him,
maybe
he's gone,
Sparkles.
I reckon that's the first time I've told that story outside that group too.
Well, this is the first time I'm here.
Yeah, and so
It's been written on the page
Yep.
for me to ask that question.
And yeah, now every time he sees me, "Oi, Sparkles, what's going on?" Listen here, cracker.
Oh, so he's got a name too.
Yeah.
You all do, I suppose. But that's fucking sick.
Oh yeah.
I will quickly just elaborate. I didn't get a nickname out of it, but I had something similar happen. Boys went to Thailand, come back with high power lasers. We're camping. One of my mate's girlfriends points a fucking green high powered laser that fucking could take planes down.
Yeah.
Straight into my eyes from like probably me to that wall on the other side. All I'm seeing is fucking like, when you look at the sun and you just go that rainbowy fucking bullshit. And then, so I've lost it and gone, because she's pointing it straight at my eyes, so I'm, "You dumb bitch." And then she's got up and thrown a vodka drink in my face because I called her a dumb bitch.
Yeah.
And then I fucking lost, I can't even see at this point, lost my shit. And then she's just fucking jammed me again. So even when I can't see, all I can see is this green glow. I was like, "Nah, fuck you, bitch."
What'd you get called, Green Goblin?
No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't get a nickname out of it, but fucking same sort of situation.
Oh man, it's just that camping story's brought up a whole heap of memories when we were just delinquent teenagers, right?
Well, that's what that one come out
Small-
of. That was the delinquent teenager
Fucking
one.
small town, and used to have a good mate called Monkey, because first time I met him, he was fucking swinging upside down in a tree by one leg, throwing popcorn on the air, catching it in his mouth.
Coy. As you do.
But yeah, his favourite party trick was lighting himself on fire with deodorant and running around.
I'm not telling that story.
But yeah,
This is your story, not mine.
yeah, God, I'm not going back to them days. I'm not incriminating anyone.
Exactly. We're not here for that.
100%.
We're just here about good times.
And great classic hits.
Exactly. Alright, and I will ask you the final question, which is from your mother. What do you do to keep yourself busy when you're in your downtime on site?
That's a good one. Myself personally, I like going to the gym. Like to keep myself. Yeah, right. No, I do a bit of working out while I'm at the gym, like weightlifting and that. Just sort of keep myself sane. So I need an outlet.
Yeah, well, fucking what you told me about the 4 mid limit a day. Fuck, I'll
Yeah,
be
you can
going
only
nuts.
only get 4 middies a day.
Everyone that's watching this podcast, I see I've been through more than 4. Just in this potty, like.
But yeah, so
Yeah, that'd drive me nuts doing that.
a bit of gym. I've actually got a guitar over there as well, which every so often I'll bust that out and play a few chords just to keep the mind going.
Not bad, not bad.
The social scene over there is not too bad. Like, you'll come back and it's not like a lot of mine sites that I've been at. It's good because you'll come back and there'll be 15, 20 people sitting around.
Yeah.
There'll be a few people sitting around having dinner together. Bloody good in that regard.
Yeah, no, and because of being a mining community.
Yeah, some of my best mates that I have come out of mining.
Well, what I was getting at, like, you're on that side of the planet, the country.
Trust me, WA is 2 hours and 20 years behind.
Yeah, true. But I know a lot of people that chose the single life.
Yep.
And did the same thing because it's so close to Bali. They don't
Yep.
come home. They just
got a
live in
few
their
mates
donga.
that do that.
They
Mate.
live in their donga and they've got a villa every roster
Mate, the
of.
amount of mates that I've got that live in like Bali, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia,
Yeah, well, that's what.
like Vietnam.
Yeah,
It's just
because flights from because that's a lot closer to the rest of the world.
yeah, correct. So
Over here in Queensland, it cost me $400 just to go down south. It cost me, when we had an international flight from here to Bali, it cost me less than $400. I can't even get to Gold Coast and back for $400.
Now Perth return flights are to Bali are like maybe $500. That's
yeah,
return.
and see, that's what this bird that moved over here that I went to school with. She said it's just not worth it. She goes, I've got nothing to go home for, other than if I'm going to come see my family. She goes, and it's going to cost me nearly like $7, because I don't know with your flights, but when I was at the mines, they only paid from Townsville. So anyone that wasn't from Townsville had to pay themselves to get to Townsville, and then the mine would take over.
So I'm very fortunate in the regards that my company will pay from Brisbane to site. So that's why I don't go down south much, like to see mum and dad and that.
Yeah.
But even so, it's only a couple of $100 to fly up.
Yeah, or even if you flew yourself to Brisbane and just bang
Yeah,
yourself down.
but in that regard, they pay from Brisbane to site.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, so I don't have expenses in that regard. It's just it usually ends up the night before staying in a hotel or something like that.
Oh,
that's a given expense,
yeah.
but that is what it is.
I would have thought they would have to wear that, but
No, it's all right. That doesn't bother me because
I understand. But I
I
just
stay
would have
in
thought
nice hotels and
I just would have thought they would have had to wear that.
nah.
It's their fault that well, I suppose it's not.
Well, the way they look
pay
at
you.
it,
They pay you to fly out of Brizzy. You're supposed,
exactly.
That's supposed to be your.
that's
home
your
base.
point of hire.
Yeah. Because that was me. Like I had a couple of boys from Cairns, and they had to fly on the red eye to get here to get on our flight.
Yeah.
And our flight was moved because it's just a shitty 100-man fucking.
Yeah.
It got moved later, just to accommodate the Cairns boys coming in, and the not South Australia, Tasmania fellas coming in. Tassie dudes would be on like the 5 o'clock flight because they're that 1 hour. Well, not really 1 hour. It depends what time of the year. That time earlier, and so they'd have to be on the ridiculous dumb flight. And then the Cairns dudes would have flight, and I just have to drive there, and and I didn't have to pay a cent, so that was pretty cool for me.
But yeah, so no, one of the things that I've really enjoyed about being in the mines and will continue to enjoy is the multiculturalism in the mines. Is being from a town of 4,000 people, it's not really something I ever grew up experiencing. But like one of my best mates at work, I don't get to see him often anymore. He's Somalian.
Yep.
I've worked with Romanians. I've worked with all these different kinds of people that I wouldn't have got to meet otherwise.
Nah, and like I said, I was in exploration, so I was a bit not privy to that so much. But Mum's been in the mining industry, and most of her friends are foreign.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I'm not going to rattle off names, but
Yeah,
I mean countries or whatever. But 90% of Mum's friends from her mining career are all foreign.
100%. 100%.
Irish. A lot of them are Irish.
A lot of Irish. A lot of Irish.
Well, I've got Irish background, so maybe that's why she likes the Irish ones.
Mm.
Sorry, Mum, I didn't say that.
Allegedly.
She said she's actually listening to this one, so fuck.
Alrighty.
But no, yeah, brother, I think...
That
unless
just about covers it, I reckon.
Unless you got anything else you want to add.
The only thing I'll add is thank you for having me, and you know, it's been good fun on the potty and all the other shenanigans.
Allegedly.
I'm innocent, I swear.
Until proven guilty, but...
That's exactly right.
Alright, people. So, I hope you've enjoyed this one. It's the first one we've really done properly, and the boys weren't here, and it kind of wouldn't have worked, really. So, this is probably the best way we could have done it. But yeah, this is our first real proper guest interview episode. And it's... like I did say in the video, if you watch it, this could be Michael's last day tomorrow, so, and it's not going to be, but if it does, this is kind of giving him a chance to fucking give his family some kind of
something to look
shit
at.
that they don't know.
Yeah,
even.
look, I'll be honest, when I rang Mum earlier, she was like, "How are you, my wild child?" And I went, I'm good.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't wish it upon you, brother, but if you did go tomorrow, you got your story out there.
100%.
And that's kind of what we did this episode for,
Yeah,
more than anything.
It's
but-
not an opportunity that everyone gets.
No, exactly. And
So-
this will go live on all platforms.
Yeah.
Your family, past, future, present. Well, not past, because they can't watch it.
I'd be concerned if Past could watch it.
But you get what I'm getting at.
Hmm.
And, yeah, you go.
Yeah, and thank you again for the opportunity. It's been interesting to see the other side of the radio, as it were.
Yeah, it's a bit of a production over here, but we make it happen.
It's all good. It's good. Bloody good. Thank you for having me on again, mate. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And to everyone out there, if you can't be good at it. If you can't be good at it, have a good lawyer.
Oscar, let's go.